This is level 1 of shoulder stability. You'll need a theraband and a yoga mat. Okay, let's start standing tall, bringing your hands out to your sides and squeezing your shoulder blades back and down. Hold this for a moment, then relax and return to the front. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders up. Keep them squeezed down with your lats. Let's do a few more reps here. All right, last one. Let's go ahead and grab a light theraband. We're going to put some tension on the band and keeping your arms straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together and pulling the band down to your chest. Make sure you're keeping the shoulders low and using your lats to squeeze down rather than shrugging up through your traps. All right, 5 more reps on this one. Make sure we're breathing normally throughout the whole movement. Okay, and keeping tension on the band, arms stay straight. We're going to raise our arms straight overhead and back down towards our hips. If we've got any limitations in mobility right now, feel free to stop wherever is comfortable for you. We're going to do 10 reps, maintaining a nice upright posture with chest open and shoulders pulled back. Last rep here, and we're going to circle back through those 3 exercises again. So setting your band aside for a second, we're going to go back to our serving platters, squeezing shoulders back and down, creating a little tension in the upper back, and then relaxing back to the front. Again, making sure we're not shrugging up. All right, and grabbing your theraband again, we'll go through our pull-aparts one more time. If you're having trouble not shrugging your shoulders, try starting with the band a little higher so you're actually pulling it at a downward angle to your chest. As we're moving through this, we also want to make sure that we're not leaning back, we're not pushing our rib cage up. We're keeping our core gently engaged, maintaining an upright posture. All right, let's go through that shoulder flexion one more time. A little bit of tension on the band as we just come up and down with straight arms. All right, last rep here. We're going to move on to some external rotations. Hold your band underhand with your elbows at 90 degrees. Keep your shoulder blades back and down and rotate one arm out to your side, keeping your elbow loosely by your side. Return to the center each time, and we'll do this about 10 reps. Try and keep the opposite arm nice and stable, shoulders staying back. All right, let's do that other side. Okay, we're going to move over and stand facing a wall to do wall slides. Bring your hands to chest height, pull shoulder blades back and down, and slowly slide your hands up and down the wall. We're just trying to maintain this tension in our back while we move our arms, trying not to let our rib cage flare up, and also trying not to shrug our shoulders. You might need to stop the arm movement sooner. Just do whatever feels good for your back and your shoulders. We'll do about 5 total reps here. Okay, taking a break, turning sideways on the wall. We're going to bring our forearm to the wall just below our shoulder. Take a step away, lean some weight through that forearm, and hold this position. We're aiming to just feel a little bit of fatigue in the shoulders, potentially in the upper back on this one, just building a little bit of endurance. Okay, and let's flip around to the other side. Other elbow on the wall, making sure that it is lower downhill from your shoulder so we're not getting any pinching. And then keeping that same posture, shoulders back, little bit of core involvement. Last few seconds here, we are going to repeat those wall slides and the wall plank one more time. So let's turn and face the wall again. And setting your upper back, we're going to slide up and down the wall. Nice. When we get to 5 reps here, we'll turn again sideways on the wall for another 20-second side plank on the wall, each side. One more breath here, and then let's flip over towards the other side. Okay, other side, switching arms. Okay, you can step off the wall here, and we're going to anchor a theraband at chest height for some rows. When you're ready, squeezing back and down through the shoulders first, little bit of knee bend, and pulling your elbows back to your sides. Try to keep your shoulders back and down throughout the movement. Don't allow them to slide forward as the band comes forward. If we need to make this movement a little harder, you can take a small step back or hold the back position for a second or two longer. Standing a little bit further forward will ease off the tension and make it a little bit easier. Okay, we're going to move on to some more complex movements here. We're going to do a squat and reach. So from a chair or a bench, we're leaning forward, weight on your feet, and squeezing your glutes before reaching straight up in the air. You can sit all the way down if you need to, or you can just touch down and stand back up. Movements like this demand more stability. Our body has to coordinate and stabilize over multiple joints. This helps us translate our isolated training into more real-life movements. Let's finish out about 10 reps here, and then we're going to go back to our rows. Okay, last rep with the squat and reach, and turning back to our band, setting our shoulders back and down, and pulling straight in. Again, 10 reps here, focusing on the stability between your shoulder blades, focusing on breathing on each rep. And as we finish out our set, we're going to go back to our squat and reach. On this round, being super aware of your posture, making sure that as we reach up overhead, we're not compensating by leaning, we're not reaching forward, we're trying to reach as far up as we can. There should be no arching in the back or changing in the shape of your spine while you reach, and making sure that our arms come all the way down before we start our next squat. Let's finish out 10 reps here, and we'll go back for one last round of rows, and we will return to the squat one more time. Okay, last time on the banded rows, getting yourself set up. A little bit of tension on the band, squeezing through the back, and pulling straight in. Okay, and returning back to our squats for one last round, last exercise here. Keeping an eye on our shoulders during the squat, that they're not rounding forward and impacting our posture. There shouldn't be any rounding through our mid-back. Even as we lean over, we're still going to keep our shoulders back and chest open. We're not allowing our chest to cave. We're not allowing our shoulders to roll forward. Keeping in mind on this one that if you're still finding that you have some limitations in mobility, let's return back to the shoulder mobility video and dial that in first before we try to do too much strengthening. And that's all for today. Great job, guys.